What we had created was more than just recycling.
Yeah.
It was actually community engagement. It was actually empowering people to take action.
Yeah.
And was giving them the means to do so. So not everyone can drop off at a store drop-off. So here's another means to extract plastic that otherwise might end up in landfill or as litter in our environment, and to actually turn it into something valuable that came back to the community.
Hey guys, we're down at the Australian Waste and Recycling Expo, and tonight we're filming another episode of our Think Beginning Not End podcast YouTube show. We've got a really special guest here, Samantha Cross from the Plastic Police, inspirational lady when it comes to recycling. We're just setting up here. She's got Lexi Crouch with her. I'm super pumped to do this. I say that all the time, but I'm so super pumped to bring you this version because this lady has broken through barriers, had many challenges. She has got a plastic recycling program off the ground called the Plastic Police. Can't wait to bring it to you. And I'm going to jump in here now, but talk soon. Hey everyone, welcome to the next episode of the Think Beginning Not End podcast. Today we've got a really special guest who has been inspirational in creating a plastic recycling program that's linked to education, and it's linked very heavily with the local circular economy. So I want you guys to warmly welcome onto the show today. We've got Samantha Cross and Lexi Crouch from the Plastic Police. Now,
Hi, Simon.
How you doing?
Yeah, really well, thanks. How are you?
So we're here at the Australian Waste and Recycling Expo, and we've got you guys down here. You've been having a wander around. Sam, we've known each other for quite a while. I love your story, the brand Plastic Police and what it stands for, but more importantly, what you stand for. I've probably not met too many people as passionate about the circular economy as you are. Can you give our audience a bit of an overview of who you are and how you got to have the Plastic Police?
Sure, Simon. I've been in the industry for many years. So I started off driving trucks in 1992 for Brambles Australia. And during that time, I got to experience life on industrial sites. So everything from steel making to power stations to quarries. And I got to experience what it was like to be a contractor working on those sites, but also looking at waste. So to start off with, I was actually, driving and transporting the waste. And over the years, I got to see that waste was a resource. So in the 90s, I was looking at ways of adding value to waste. I progressed through the ranks from a driver to supervisor to manager, when I found myself managing a national contract. And part of that contract was to look at innovative ways to reduce waste and to better manage non-core services, which obviously included waste management. So from that day on, I was always looking at opportunities to extract value. And I can remember in 2004, I actually came across all this plastic that was going to go to landfill. They were doing a big clean out. There had been resin sitting there for 10 years. And they just wanted to clean the shed and get rid of it. One of my supervisors at the time was so, he knew what I was like back then in the mid 2000s, and he said, Sam, what can we do? I made a few quick phone calls, and instead of that being sent to landfill at a cost to that customer, we were actually able to get them $15,000 of value back to the business.
Wow.
So from that point on, I was hooked. Waste as a resource has been my credo, and I've always looked at ways to help customers to find and better manage waste. And I guess over the years I've been involved in lots of different resource efficiency projects. We didn't call it circular economy, but it really is the circular economy principles of how we can reform and remanufacture to actually extract value from waste and look at ways at reducing the waste that we do produce through changing processes even to eliminate waste in the first instance. So that was sort of my foray into the circular economy. And
so a lot of those really early day learnings for you would have been very important foundation important to the foundations of what you know now, right?
That's right. There's so many things that go into make the circular economy work, and logistics, all these enabling services. And I guess I've had experience across multiple industries and multiple business units. So I've really learnt the importance of collaboration to actually come up with solutions, because there's not one person responsible for designing solutions. It's working together, it's collaborating, it's actually looking at everyone's different skill sets or the services they provide, and how do you bring it together to actually create new solutions and to challenge the status quo.
Yeah, I think like really early on, that's one of the things that I've learned from you is about being willing to collaborate. Some people have a bit of a hesitation about that, and I see how you work in that space. You are willing to collaborate and put those solutions in place through learnings from other people, or how you work together to get the right outcome.
And it's not easy, and I think we have to understand that it's a process, it's a journey, and everyone's at a different journey. So if we work together, an early example would be I worked for a waste management company. I was in the industry for 25 years, and we would get approached from people in all different states. What can I do with the waste? So the questions are the same, but the answers are changing. And I think the answers are out there. We've just got to find them. We've got to work with those that are willing to work with us to come up with new solutions. And that's how the Plastic Police was born.
Yeah. So tell me about that. So a lot of people talk about, there was a moment where they had an idea, and an idea then becomes reality. And I want to kind of dig into that today, Sam, because there are a lot of people out there right now with startup ideas about how they can become part of the circular economy, and yours is definitely a success story, but I know the road's not easy. So that first moment where you came up with the concept of Plastic Police, was it a particular moment where you thought, this is what I'm going to do, this is what I'm going to target?
I can remember it well. I was renovating, so I'm a mum of 3 children, a wife, a member of the community, and I'd been in the industry. So I was actually, one day we'd been renovating, I had all this furniture that had come wrapped in plastic. Now, I didn't ask for it to come wrapped in plastic, but I had to deal with the problem. And we had blinds, we had all this plastic packaging. Now, I knew, being in the industry, that if I could get it to a place that was recycling, and at that time, large businesses may have recycled plastic and it was shipped overseas, I knew I could recycle it. But here I was, I put my mum hat on, my community member hat, and I realised that it wasn't easy for ordinary people like me to recycle. So I could have just taken it into work and dropped it off at the, where I knew it could be recycled. But instead I thought, well, look, if it's hard for me, it's hard for a lot of people. So let's come up with a solution. So I approached my local school, and I had an idea. At that stage, that's all it was, is an idea. So I think all these startups, anything starts with an idea. It's how if you believe in an idea, if you can get others to work with you, then you can explore the possibilities. And I went out and I purchased a shipping container. Most people take their children on holidays. Mum bought a shipping container. So no holiday this year, kids, but we did a trial, and during the year at my children's local school, we collected enough soft plastic to reach from the Newcastle, the Hunter region, to the Central Coast. And we got the community engaged. So the community were bringing soft plastics in. Meanwhile, in the background, I had been working with people that were coming up with new ideas to reprocess plastics. So I had an idea to turn this soft plastics into furniture that could come back to the school community. Within the 12 months, we actually did that, and we were able to donate a bench seat with the help of the New South Wales OEH Sustainability Advantage program back to the school community. And from that moment on, we had the school hooked. We said trials come to an end, and there was outrage. You can't stop this, you know. And from then I realised that, what we had created was more than just recycling. It was actually community engagement. It was actually empowering people to take action. And was giving them the means to do so. So not everyone can drop off at a store drop-off. So here's another means to extract plastic that otherwise might end up in landfill or as litter in our environment, and to actually turn it into something valuable that came back to the community.
Lexi, I'm going to talk to you in a minute about education, but just before I do, Sam, what barriers have you faced? Because when did you first start Plastic Police? What year was that?
So Plastic Police started in 2015 as an idea. The trial ran for 12 months. And then I decided that I needed to test that program
Yep.
outside of the schools. So
Yep.
I'll let Lexi explain how many organisations
Yeah.
we're now in today.
Yep.
But I think the barriers are, it was something different.
Yep.
There are costs involved in setting up a new program, a new method, and challenging the status quo. It's easier to lift up your general waste bin and pop the plastic in. But is that the best thing for communities? Is that the best thing when we know that there's value in plastic? And I think too, it's about that education. A lot of people think, oh, it's when we first started, it was niche, and yet it could be, it could be transformed. But I think we just need, there has been barriers. There's been a lot of people say no, but you just have to work around the barriers. So I went with my bag of plastic to get it collected, and everyone said no. Why would we want to take it out of the general waste? There's no value in it, and admittedly, it has cost more. But we haven't got the economies of scales that the program can reach. We're getting there. So I think there's a lot of time, effort, sweat, tears. If you ask my husband and family, what it's been like living with someone creating, it's a lot of work. And so you need the support. But we're lucky because this is collaboration. So as a program, we've had amazing support of staff and community members. We've got champions out there in the neighbourhood. So it hasn't been me that's created this program or made it work. It's been everybody working together because people want a solution. People want to be able to take action, and everyone has a role to play.
Yeah, I'm really big on that, Sam. Like, we hear a lot of people talk about carrot and the stick, but what I say to them is, no, we need to bring them on the journey with us. And that's where we create the engagement, right? So from your side, Lexi, the work that you do, what are some of the things in the programs that you can tell our audience about, the kind of the work that you do in the Plastic Police?
Yeah, sure. So a key part of the Plastic Police program is education and engagement. And the reason for that is number one, a lot of people don't realise what soft plastics are. They just see it as another plastic product. And the second is that the number one recycling mistake that Australians make is putting their soft plastic packaging in the recycling bin. So straight up, there are two educational things that we need to address. So through the program, we do that. Whenever we implement soft plastic recycling within the business, step one is to do an education session. So we get all the staff together, we get the stakeholders, contractors, cleaners all together, and we talk about, well, what are the problems with soft plastics? What are they? And what can we do to solve them? So what can we do as individuals? What can we do as businesses? And how can we get involved in the program? So what is Plastic Police doing about this? And then through the education session, a key thing about the program is transparency as well. So it's not like you put it in the bin and it goes somewhere to be recycled. We tell them exactly where their soft plastics are going.
That's something I really love about your program.
Exactly what products they're being turned to, and they know and they have faith in that because they see those products come back to the business. Because it's a closed loop program. So the business, whether it be University of Newcastle, they're purchasing bench seats made from soft plastics collected by students, and they're being put into the campus for students and staff to enjoy. Or if it's a shopping centre and they're renovating, it's wheel stops that go in their new car parks. Or if it's a council, it's getting them put into asphalt, into Reconnaissance for the local community and telling that story. So it's a lot of different things in that front. It's a really important part of the program.
I think that's like the whole engagement part of it that we often talk about is, bringing people on the journey, making them feel part of the process, which is what Plastic Police does. So what's next? So, I know that we've had discussions about how you can scale. What is next for, like, where would you love to see Plastic Police go? Like, if you had an ideal world, what does it look like for Plastic Police?
We're only having this conversation today, weren't we? Bit of a planning process, but look, Plastic Police has the potential to go national. We've trialled it for 4 years. We've set up the framework. So if you think of a quadrant, we've got 4 elements. And what are those 4 elements, Lexi? We've got the engagement, the education, and the collection. So we've got the logistics, and we've really built on all our schools to deliver this. We've got the recycling, the processes that can reprocess the plastics, and we've got the closing the loop. So really, at the end of the day, it's very much circular. Plastic Police is the framework, the blueprint that allows, it educates, it inspires, it engages, and it empowers. So we're really looking to deploy that program nationally and see that in every state, every community across Australia within 5 years.
Yeah, wow. What do you think it'll take?
Lots of collaboration.
Yeah.
Determination.
Yeah.
All those key resilience. I mean, there'll be hurdles along the way.
Yeah.
We explore lots of different avenues. The industry, the market is changing, so we're continually looking at better ways to deliver the program.
Yep.
But at this stage, it's about making sure that each community can deal with the plastics that they create and along supply chains. So we're working with businesses that are interested to ensure that the plastic packaging that their products turn up in can be recycled back into products. And I think new technologies will come on board, but at the end of the day, we're trying to extract maximum value. So let's get it into materials that can be infinitely recycled. Yep. And there'll be a plethora of solutions that come across the table that we can, obviously, our participants can tap into through the program as well. But what we want to do is make sure that there are options for everyone to be able to recycle plastic, but also to know the opportunities to reduce what we're currently generating, the importance of plastics in terms of why we need it, but at the end of the day, close the loop and take responsibility, because we all have a role to play.
Yeah. Fantastic. Well, guys, I'm pretty sure you can see how passionate Sam's been, and it's taken a few years to get your program off the ground, but it is well and truly off the ground now, and it's been so great to watch it. So I want to thank Sam and Lexi for coming on today. I mean, it's a fantastic program. It should be rolled out nationally, and the engagement side of it, I think, is so impactful. For you're not only just collecting plastic, but you're actually ensuring that those people are buying something back to use. And
the program wouldn't operate without our participants. They're part of the journey, they're part of the story, they're part of the success. So we're really excited to be working with our current participants, but also looking at who else we can engage to be part of the Plastic Police journey and story, and to really help Australian and industry reach those national 2025 targets around packaging, because we need new solutions.
And they're only around the corner, right? Like 2025 is like we're there now, basically. It's the end of the decade in, 60 something days. So it's amazing how fast this is moving. So thanks so much for coming on, making the time, hanging around after the Australian Waste and Recycling Expo. I really appreciate it, because I know you are super busy. So there you go, guys. That's Samantha Cross and Lexi Crouch from the Plastic Police. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Think Beginning Not End, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. We'll talk to you guys soon. We've just finished filming the next episode of the Think Beginning Not End podcast YouTube show with Samantha Cross and Lexi Crouch from the Plastic Police. You won't meet two more passionate ladies than Samantha and Lexi. Love the Plastic Police program. They've just been nominated for a whole bunch of awards. Lexi, what are the awards you've just been nominated for?
So the most recent one is the Banksia Sustainability Foundation Award for small business, and also the Green Globe Award, New South Wales, for the resource efficiency category. Okay,
that's awesome. And Sam, you guys, I know you're all over social media, but tell our audience where they can find information out about the Plastic Police.
If you're interested in finding out more about Plastic Police, visit our website at www.plasticpolice.com.au, or you can visit us on our social media, Instagram and
Facebook and Instagram, Plastic Police Partnerships.
So there you go, guys. Tune in, Think Beginning Not End podcast YouTube show. We'll see you next time. Have a great day.